Hey, how's it going? In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at finances available for different businesses. This particular opportunity that I'm going to be discussing perhaps won't be open for very long, but usually they would open and close it, right? So it would come and go. Some things in life is the process of life, right? But either way, so it will be closed, it will open, new opportunities will open, things would happen. Some of those opportunities they had in the past where it would open something, it would be very small budget, quick opportunities, just to keep things going, right? Without going too much, perhaps, into detail. I don't know how much information I can disclose, to be honest. But what I'm saying is, this organization has so many different opportunities. Let's discuss some of those. Not necessarily this particular opportunity, perhaps by the time people would get interested in particular opportunities or in the details, perhaps some of those opportunities might be gone by. But it's worth taking a look at those so you could yourself understand of what are opportunities available, and that would be a reason why I would do this video. So more people perhaps would enter some of those competitions, and the process itself might become more competitive or better for everyone, not necessarily for myself. I'm looking to compete, right? Or perhaps process within itself might be more competitive. Either way, I'm not really bothered. To be honest, I'm not bothered. More people, let's get more people onto some of those opportunities, right? Within the studio, I'm going to be taking a look at Catapult.org UK, and I personally believe it's partly or entirely funded by a government, so it's non-profit, and they're looking to support businesses, right? Hopefully. We'll see. I haven't done any business with this organization, but let's take a look at some of the opportunities, finances, and what they have available, right? They do have a lot of different competitive processes. Within this video, I'm going to be taking a look at TRIG. TRIG is Transport Research and Innovative Grants. TRIG provides early stage funding for innovations in science, engineering, and or technological deliverable by the Department of Transport. So this is who and where funding is coming from, and this organization has so many different problems, right? Yourself, if it's something that you're interested, you can share a number of different projects. Sometimes they would ask you for details about any particular project and what particular issue they would be interested in resolving with particular budget, right? So the allocated budget, you're looking to solve a particular problem. Yourself, you can suggest different projects, and you never know, perhaps you can start working with them. I would highly recommend to start early, right? And perhaps if it's not something that you have done in the past, start early and start with a smaller budget. Sometimes we can give you 3 million, perhaps 5 or 10. You not necessarily want to start with those, right? You can. Don't let me limit you to become who you want to be, right? But perhaps it's more would be like starting with the smaller ones and doubling those, if that makes sense, like a dominoes, right? So you would start with a small one, perhaps 10, progress to 20, 50, 100, and perhaps a half, and from there you might want to close some of those millions from there, right? Because you might need to have a strong team, a lot of things, right? As well as yourself. If it's something that you're going to be responsible, or your organization is going to be responsible, you don't want to mess things up, right? You want to make sure that you can deliver. Sometimes it could be a time frame of 6 months, so you're not necessarily that you not be able to do it, but perhaps you won't gonna have enough time to do everything properly within the time frame. Let's delve a little bit deeper and understand some of those opportunities. Uh, Department of Transport Project Delivery Partner Connecting Places Catapult TRIG is open to any UK organization to support proof of concept projects that could lead to development of successful new transport research products or processes or services. They have broken down into three. I like to make it simple. It would be products or services. but they might be interested in process as well. But I would classify that as a services. But either way, it perhaps is something that they're looking for. TRIG is designed to support organizations by providing early, accessible grants, alumni, and or wraparound support from Connecting Places Catapult to bring innovations closer to the market, right? The program also provides a collaborative space for innovators, including academics. So depending who you're looking for, right? Perhaps it can operate again. What kind of problem you're looking to solve? This, since there is a lot of tools that this organization can offer, right? So if you need finance, we covered that already. I don't know how clear that is. Finances, we covered those already. From finances, perhaps you need different support, perhaps academic support, or you are looking for SMEs or business support, so perhaps collaborating opportunities. So if you building something, perhaps you need to outsource some of those bits and pieces to other businesses, right? So SMEs, or that's one way how you can work with other businesses together, and or large businesses to work with DFT or Department of Transportation, policy teams, or realizing shared goals since 2014. So they've been operating for quite some time. Over 12 million has been awarded to 361 projects. So it's I would consider it something new, a new initiative, which is great. As I mentioned to you before, everyone needs to start perhaps slowly. Someone said about crawling, walking and running, right? Let's do this kind of strategy, right? In particular, when you're working with some of those organizations, what's the response time, right? When it comes to managing, start with smaller budgets. Perhaps you yourself you might need to start with your personal budget, and from personal budget you can begin managing your finances when it comes to managing different budgets, how many of those budgets you can manage, right, and all of those areas, right. Some of the aims of this competition, this particular competition that they have set up, right, would be stimulate development of new technology solutions of Department for Transportation challenges, provide innovators with support to try out new ideas, to show early promise or fail fast. I like that. Join up innovators with Department of Transportation colleagues in a safe setting and allow them to learn together. Help create future leaders in transport whilst driving jobs and growth. So many things for different areas that they're looking into address within this competition. Again, there are so many different ones, right? So this particular one is not necessarily limited to this one, but there are so many different ones, and perhaps more than that I can think of from top of my head. There's more than 21 government and facilitators who are looking to support different businesses when it comes to some of those areas, starting with finance, right? That's from top of my head, without considering perhaps private ones. So there's a lot of opportunities available. There always are. For TRIG 2023, Department for Transportation will offer innovators grants of up to 45,000 across 5 separate challenges areas, in addition to open calls, challenges to undertake early stage feasibility studies. So perhaps that's where a lot of businesses would look to start, 4 to 5. I have my own way how I'm looking at those kind of things. When you're taking those 4 to 5, you need to be able to perhaps way how you we can address that a little bit later, because that's my own understanding. You do whatever you want to do. You do whatever you want to do. If you're interested, reach out to me. We can discuss some more detail. Perhaps that's a better way of putting things into perspective, how you can manage some of those areas, right? Let's take a look at some of the challenges that this organization is looking to address. There are quite a few of those. I can think about 6, I believe. Yeah, 6 different challenges. Let's cover those in more detail. Let's start with the challenge 1. 45. All of those challenges that I'm going to be discussing, they all have their own budget. That would be £45,000. First one, any science of technology that may contribute to improving transport system will consider the open call. This could include investigating quality of access to transport access for all users. I have covered those in more detail when I was taking a look at Europe. There are very similar challenges everywhere in the world, right? This particular challenge, I would classify it. There's so much information without going in specific areas, right? I would classify it as last mile services, right? So once you are in a location like city center, how are you gonna get from city center to where you need to go, right? So that would be a first challenge. That could be bikes. There could be so many different areas how we can address this area. If you go wild, go crazy, go bold, right? I don't know. If anything, try to make sure that you yourself can deliver on what you write down this project on. The next one, that would be transportation decarbonization. Is something how we can reduce or change current way of how some of those vehicles or transportation can be powered, right? Innovative technologies or processes with potential of accelerate local transport decarbonization across the United Kingdom are welcome, especially those tackling a place-based approach and demonstrating an or understanding of a specific need of a local area. If anything, a lot of city centers, right, they look into different alternatives to they have taxes, right, for some of those vehicles that are trying to enter city centers, and perhaps building it up from starting from city center or most dense areas and how they can decarbonize those areas. So perhaps alternatives to the way how we are currently doing things right now. Number three, that would be again 45,000 and how you can decarbonize airports. Projects that help deliver on two policy commitments set out in the Jet Zero strategy from government are soft, namely supporting airports to develop ground infrastructure to handle zero emissions aircraft and working towards all airport ground operations in England becoming zero emissions by 2040. Interesting. I see what they did there. Kind of interesting. So there's opportunities there. Next challenge, just because we don't have a lot of time, I like to keep it short. Some of those videos up to 10 minutes, or not longer than perhaps just over 10 minutes. Future freight challenge, so that would be ideas to improve sustainability within the freight and or logistics sector within following the goals outlining in government future or freight plan are welcome. Areas of focus could include decarbonization, they highlighting that as the main area, and from there they're usually working to the circular economy, reduction traffic congestions, and improving air quality. Perhaps moving all freight if they can, outsourcing and moving by rail. But I don't know. There's so many different interesting projects there. That's just an example. Number five, that would be connectivity, AI, or digital twins. This project again, 45k, 45,000 projects that demonstrate and innovate use of communications networks of technologies to share data, feedback between digital and physical assets to improve process and outcomes and the use of artificial intelligence, of machines learning and process data and generating insights and all those are welcome to apply. To go more in detail, something like a Bluetooth technology or similar ones, Wi-Fi technologies, and how you can improve even that connectivity. If you have projects to this particular problem, where you would extend length of something like a Bluetooth technology, again, you then by doing that you can resolve IoTs and tracking or perhaps even shipping containers to say the least. And from there you can progress into different areas. There's a lot of opportunities there. And the last one, that would be challenge 6, 45,000 clean maritime solutions that are innovative, promising to reduce greenhouse gases emissions from marine and support transition to net zero by 2050 are invited to be put forward. Project could focus on low and or zero emission fuels, energy sources, and vessel technologies without going into much in detail. All this information is going to be available. I will share in the description below. Just that there are so much information that you need to read about particular projects if it's something that you're looking to apply for. This opportunity there would come and go. If anything, I'll like to bring more attention to people or perhaps institutions who has access to those finances, how they're managing and operating when it comes to overseeing some of those projects. I have published a course. Within this course, I'm taking a look at 12 different areas, which I personally believe would be very important for people who would like to develop themselves, who like to set targets for themselves, and work towards achieving those targets to become more effective individual when it comes to efficiency, time management, all those areas, management of money, capital, all those areas would be very important. Most of those things haven't been taught in school. I had myself to learn those school things after I finished school on my own time, right? So perhaps I can, to say the least, reduce a lot of your time when it comes to understanding some of those areas. As well as I have published this course, you can find more information in QR code in the corner or company's website below. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to reach out to me. You might need some additional information within this course. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. For more information about this particular competition and all the opportunities available up there, what would be eligible for this competition and what you myself will be looking for to gain by working together, depending on what kind of issue or problem you're looking to tackle, as well as what time frame, eligibility, all those areas, right? If anything, they're looking for people who are interested, and perhaps they should work with you to get you to a place where you would be able to complete some of those projects. By doing that, everyone can, yourself included, benefit from that. Right? So I'm looking to bring more people's attention to some of those opportunities. Perhaps this organization support me in some kind of way for doing such a great thing. So either way, thanks for watching. I'll see you next one.